The Philadelphia 76ers, Josh Harris and Daryl Morey, they just schooled a whole bunch of real estate agents who have been going into people's homes for years to ideally get them to sign contracts to list their home. They just did the same with the biggest free agent in the NBA this year, and I'm going to explain how you can take that principle to your business next. So if you like what you hear, you get some value out of this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you want to talk about how we can help you with your business, you can do that by scheduling a call with our team in the link in the comments. There's been this photo floating around the internet after NBA free agency started. Paul George, the biggest free agent in the NBA this year who changed teams, signed with the Philadelphia 76ers for a $200 million plus contract, a maximum deal. It was the maximum amount he could have signed for. And there's a picture floating around the internet of Dr. J, Julius Erving, Elton Brand, the GM for the Sixers, Daryl Morey, the president of the Sixers, Josh Harris, the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, and they've all got their shoes off in his house. And that is how to get it done by the book and watching cues when you walk in a home. Because we don't know if Paul George asked everyone to take their shoes off when they got in the house. What we do know, and something that we've talked about, is there's a lot of cultures that do this, a lot of people that don't wear shoes in their home. And if you walk in the door on a listing appointment and don't acknowledge that and don't take off your shoes when everyone's in sandals and slippers and socks, you probably already lost the listing. It is so important to pick up on nonverbal cues when you're meeting with somebody. Body language matters. How you greet people matters. A professional greeting matters. And by seeing what the Philadelphia 76ers did there, they read the room. They got their man. They got the biggest contract signed. This was an all-in kind of move. And to me, every listing is an all-in move. If you ask me, I want every single listing that's out there. Our team does as well. Taking your shoes off when they already have their shoes off, that's a closing move. Some other things you can do that are really important. You make sure you look someone in the eye and shake their hand and match the pressure with the handshake. That's a closing move. When you're meeting someone at their table, you lean in, look them in the eye, smile, and that is a closing move. You don't get lost in the booklet or your presentation. You're building rapport. You're building value. You're building trust. And if you look at any AI GPT that's out there, whatever you want to call them, the number one reason that people sign with a listing agent is through rapport building and trust. So what did you do before the appointment? If you read the story, the Philadelphia 76ers were running late because of a travel delay on their plane. You know what they did? They called Paul George and told him, hey, I'm running late. So these are all things that are professional, that are engaging, that show that you want to be there and you want this person to work with you. And the Sixers did it, and they got their man. So I'd be paying attention. Body language. How are you engaging? How are you introducing yourself? You're running late? Well, you better make sure you get on the phone and tell that person, hey, I'm running late and here's what happened, and be very honest about it. That's the professional thing to do. You want to look at all these clues. Did you see how they all showed up? The Sixers owner had a suit on. That makes a difference. Paul George had an Allen Iverson shirt on, so clearly he was interested. That's a great sign too. How you show up to these meetings, how you're greeting people, and how you're behaving during them matter. Smile, make eye contact, do all the things that every sales guide out there tells you you're going to do, and maybe you can be like the Sixers and get those big contracts signed right in the living room.